Supplementing with protein powder is an excellent way to meet your protein requirements and make sure that you reach your weight loss goals for your wedding day. The problem a lot of brides come into, though, is simply how to choose the right protein powder when they walk in the supplement store. There are literally hundreds of different protein powders that you can choose from, so it's normal to feel very overwhelmed by all of this. Today we're going to clear a straightforward path for you to follow so that you can choose the right protein powder for your needs. I'm Shannon with SkinnySexyBride.com. The very first thing that you need to consider when you're selecting your protein powder is how many calories it contains. Since the rate of fat loss that you experience is going to come down to your calorie intake for the day, you want to be careful that you're not using a protein powder that contains way too many calories. You have to be careful because there's certain protein powders that are actually called meal replacement powders that contain upwards of 300 calories per serving. If you're adding 2 of these per day to your diet, you're probably going to see a weight gain because of it. If you were replacing a meal with that protein powder, then that wouldn't be such a big deal. But we really encourage you to choose wholesome foods and just use the protein as a supplement. So this means you want to be choosing protein powder that is pretty much 100% pure protein and has around 100 to 120 calories per scoop. If it has this amount, you know that there isn't a lot of carbs and there isn't a lot of fat that's been added to it. That brings us to our second point, which is the carb and fat content. Now, if you were going to use the protein powder right around your workouts, and you weren't planning on having another carb source, you could choose a protein powder that does have some carbs added to it. This is going to help replenish the muscle glycogen levels, which is basically the stored form of energy in your muscle cells. You want to make sure, though, that you're keeping the fats lower. There are, again, protein powders that are slightly higher in fats, and while they are healthy fats, they're not really going to be the best option if you're trying to lose weight in a hurry for your wedding day. Right now, we're really just focused on making sure that you get that protein in that you need, so you want a lean type of protein powder that's low in fat and possible. So that's the second thing to look for. When you go in the supplement store, first look over the calories, make sure that they're around 100 to 120, and then try and get the carbs and fats to around 2 or fewer grams per serving. Again, if you're going to use it right after your workout, you can add the carbs in there, but then make sure you aren't eating other carbs from other food sources. And the third thing that you need to think about when selecting your protein powder is just when you plan to take it. Certain protein powders are developed to function a little bit differently in the body, so by timing the right protein powder, you can actually see even greater benefits from using it. If you plan to use your protein powder right before bed, or you want to use it, say, between your meals when you're running so many errands and you're planning your wedding or you're meeting with organizers or whatever you might be doing, you want to go for a casein protein powder. These protein powders they're going to digest a little slower in the body, so not only are they going to help your hunger, which is definitely beneficial to you, but they're going to provide a steady stream of amino acids to the muscle cells. So at this time of the day, that's going to be ideal. For post-workout, though, you want what's called a whey isolate protein powder, and this one has been developed so that it gets delivered to the muscles at top speed. Basically, you take it and it goes right to the muscles. And this is going to help to kickstart the recovery so that you can feel better again sooner after you're finished your workout. So for specifically at that workout period, either before or after, go with a whey isolate protein powder and you're going to get much better results. So there you have the main things that you want to think about when selecting your protein powder. I know it's very overwhelming, but if you feel a little confused by it all, don't forget you can ask someone at the supplement store, and if you explain your goals, they should be able to help you out with it. Don't always go by taste. There's so many really interesting flavors of protein that you can use, but you really do need to look at the nutrition content because that is, at the end of the day, what's going to make sure that you reach your weight loss goals. I'm Shannon with SkinnySexyBride.com. Make sure you come check back regularly as we're constantly giving you helpful tips on what you can do to make sure you look your best on your wedding day.